Hi, this is David Dusek from Golfweek. This week in Toy Box Extra, I highlighted a list of the top 10 players on the PGA Tour as ranked by strokes gained approach the green. This is really a list that highlights the best iron players on the PGA Tour, as well as the irons specifically that they're using and the shafts that are built into those irons. I had an opportunity at the Travelers Championship to talk to Pena, who's one of the lead PGA Tour reps for Ping, specifically because Ping has just brought out the iBlade irons to the PGA Tour, and those clubs will be arriving at retail very shortly. And I asked him, what's the process about getting some of the best players in the world into brand new irons? How do you fit them, and how do you transition them from something that may be pretty successful for them into something new? And how do you relate specifically also the gaps and the shafts in their irons and work them into something that's going to help them win money and hopefully titles on the PGA Tour? Here's what Christian told me.
We get this question a lot, but our players, once they have gotten into a certain set of irons, if we come out with a new model, we usually build them a new set with their same exact specs. So we don't change the shaft, we don't change the lie. We'll take them out as the same as their previous set and go test them, and then if we need to do any tweaking, we will do that. Because like from the S55 to the iBlade, very similar characteristics, there's not a lot of differences, just small differences. So there could be little changes that we make in the lie. Usually we do not change the shaft or anything like that. So it's a pretty easy process. We've already dialed them in, fit them for their clubs previously. If we need to make any small adjustments, we will. But that's how we go about it initially. Well, with shafts, it's a tricky thing because guys usually, if they've played one shaft their whole career, they're used to a feel, they're used to what it does. The head will definitely make a difference. So what we do, we get them out, hit the thing, make sure it's performing the way they want, and if it is, then we don't mess with it really. Now, if a guy comes to us, most of the time when we change shafts, it's because the guy says, hey, I feel like this is happening or that's happening. For example, I'm creating too much spin. Is there something we can do? Obviously with the club head, we can reduce the loft, that'll reduce the spin, or we can go to the shaft. So those are the times when we test shafts most. Now if we get a new player, say we sign somebody that doesn't have ping irons in their bag, we'll go through the whole fitting process and go from different shafts that suit what they've had in the past. But for us, when it comes to shafts, it's more player driven. We're like, hey, I have an issue here. Can you make some suggestions? And then we'll build something up and go test them. I mean, guys always have their loft and lie checked throughout the year, but we will always check the gaps, and usually that's player driven also. We're constantly, when I'm on the range, I'm talking to the guys, hey, how's your equipment? What's going on? Any issues here or there? So you know what? My wedge feels like it's going a little too far, not too far. Take it in, loft and lie it. Loft and lie the rest of the set, see if it's matched up. If there's a little something going on, then we'll make a little adjustment, bring it out here and make sure he gets his number. These guys aren't so concerned with the actual loft of the club as the number that the ball flies. So for example, if they want 150 out of their 9-iron and they've got whatever the loft is, we can move the loft weaker, stronger to get the number that they want, not necessarily being fixated on a number, say a 40 degrees or whatever it is for a 9-iron.